Hi and welcome back. So in this lecture, we are going to be doing two things. Number one, we are going to be creating our first conversion ad. Number two, we are going to go through the biggest mistake that people make when creating conversion ads. This is going to be a very educational lecture. Let's dive in. So before we go ahead and create a conversion ad, the question is, what is a conversion? Well, conversion, the word literally means change. Normally you use it in phrases like you convert to a certain religion. Well, when it comes to advertising in business, when you convert a customer, you change them from one thing to another. So for example, if you have traffic to your website and then that traffic purchase something on your website, well, then they have converted from traffic into a customer. Similarly, if you're creating a lead, right, and you have traffic and they're watching your lead and then they sign up and you get a lead from them, they have converted into a lead. So conversion means change, and what we are doing is that we are creating an ad that is going to be based on the desired change that you want them to turn into. So that can be a lead, that can be a purchase, etc., etc. So what we're gonna do is that we're going to start off by creating our conversion ad. And since we basically know how the Facebook ad system works already, this is quite simple. And then when we go down, the only thing we're going to do differently here is that we're going to change the campaign objective from traffic, go down to where it says conversions, right? I'm gonna click on there. And then I'm gonna make sure I create a new ad set, and for now I'm gonna skip the ad. I just want to show you how to actually create a conversion ad, right? So then I'm gonna go ahead and click on Save to Draft. Alright, so from here I'm gonna skip directly to the ad set because that's where we're gonna be setting it up. And scrolling down, the only thing we need to do to create a conversion ad is that we're gonna go down. First of all, make sure that we have the pixel installed. Conversion ads are not possible without the pixel, but we already did that. And then choose our event. So the conversion event is literally what we want them to change into. And if we look at this list, there are a lot of different ways or a lot of different things we can change them to. Now you're gonna see that some are gonna be green and most are gonna be red. And red just means that the pixel haven't activated for that event yet, but someone has actually signed up for our lead already and the pixel has fired. So that means that the pixel or Facebook has some data on our leads already. So if we want to optimize our conversions towards leads, we're gonna select leads, right? If we want to go towards purchase, or if we want to do towards find location, or view content, or subscribe, or initiate checkout, or whatever it might be. Now, here's the thing. I promise you I was going to tell you the biggest mistake that people make with conversion ads. Well, the biggest mistake that people make with conversion ads is literally not having enough faith in Facebook. I know that sounds funny based on what we spoke about before. Now, here's what most people will do. They will create a new account, and then first of all, they're going to optimize their conversion for something like page view. And they're going to optimize their conversion for something like initiate checkout, right? Initiate checkout basically means that they're going to be moving towards checkout. And then they're also going to be doing add to cart, because you want people who are adding your product to cart, right? And then when there's about 25 to 50 conversions per week, then people believe, okay, now there's enough data on the Facebook pixel, so now we're gonna aim towards purchase. And now finally we move towards purchase. This is a bad idea. Now the Facebook system is very sophisticated and they have a lot of data. So literally what you ask for is what you get. Never forget about that. What you ask for is what you get. Like in the previous lecture, we looked at the difference between optimizing for link clicks and optimizing for landing page views. Now, if you optimize for link clicks, Facebook is going to be finding those link clicky people who love to click on links. If you're going to be optimizing for landing page, people are gonna find the people who loves to load landing pages. This is the same thing, my friends. So that means that if you have add to cart, well, then Facebook is going to put all their effort in finding people who loves to add to cart. That does not mean that they love to purchase, right? What you want to do, here's the key, is that even if you have zero data, doesn't matter, you want to start off by optimizing for purchase, right? If you're selling anything, Always, always, always optimize for purchase. Now, of course, if you have 10 purchases a week, or let's say that you have 3 or 500 purchases a week, is Facebook gonna be more effective than if you have 0? Of course, it's gonna be much, much more effective. However, what you ask for is what you get when it comes to the Facebook algorithm. So if you don't ask for purchases, Facebook aren't going to be finding you the audiences that are the most interested in purchases. So the number one mistake that people make is that they, when they're selling things, do not optimize for what they really want, that is to purchase. You don't need to go with initiate checkout and then add to cart or even start with page view. Just skip all that, go directly to purchase, and over time, allow the Facebook pixel to gather more and more data. It already has data on people who loves to purchase, and they're gonna aim for those people first. So that's it. Similarly, if you're creating a lead, right, then what you want to do is optimize towards people who are interested in signing up as leads. Facebook already has all of this information, right? So what we're going to go ahead and do for this, we're just going to sign up for purchase. There we go. And once you have done this, that's it. All of the rest of the information is all the same. You already know how to set all of this up. You already know about the placements, the targeting. You don't need to be playing around with any cost control. And then you would go ahead and you would do your ad design and you maybe choose a mock-up. And you're done. And then you have a conversion ad. It's literally that simple. You can make this more complicated. There is something known as an event manager setup where you can go ahead onto your website. You can set up custom events, but trust me, 95% of the time, you do not need anything more than what Facebook has already added in here as standard for you. There's no need to make this complicated. Unless you have a really complicated business, then just use all of these standard events. I find that the vast majority of people do not need anything else, right? If you do, they are in the event manager and then custom event, and then it's just basically click. You click on the button that you want to create a certain event for. We're not going to go through that in a lecture because most people don't need it and Facebook has done all of the heavy work for you. Now, once you start setting up conversion ads, especially for purchase, you're going to be getting some interesting and different data, right? Now, remember, we've been speaking about cost per result. Well, here you can see the amount of purchases you have and then the cost per purchase. And then you can look at, okay, well, how much money am I making? What are the costs of this purchase? And then what is my return on investment? And you can start calculating just how profitable your ads are. Later on in this course, we're going to be going through different strategies for different things that you want to optimize for. For example, lead strategies and e-commerce strategies and all that good stuff. But in this lecture, we're just going to go through how to set up conversion ads. And guess what? It's actually super simple because you've done all of the heavy lifting already. And thankfully, Facebook has done all of the heavy lifting for you too. In the past, you had to add in the codes manually and set them up. It was just a pain, but you don't need to do any of that stuff anymore. No need to complicate it. If you're selling something, please go for purchase right away. It's the best thing you can do. And if you're going for leads, then write in leads. Do not try to work it up through page view, checkout, add to cart, etc. Go instantly for purchase. They have enough data and effective machine learning enough. All right. So this is how you create conversion ads. Simple, right? See you in the next lecture.